I have something for you.
What's that? I'm not 20.
So we'll put them in here.
Right.
Wait, can you show them to me? I got makeup on me already.
Alright.
Alright, let's just get a
Sun's
quick
out.
picture of you guys.
Are there tears?
Yeah.
I just want you to walk this path down. And actually, I want you to like touch right here. Start walking. Okay, pause. Put the knees forward. Give him a tap on the shoulder.
I can turn?
Yep. Turn. Enjoy the moment together. We're not here.
friends, to the wedding service uniting Emily Marie Jorgensen and Leslie Adam Lodewig. We are here to celebrate their marriage and the beginning of their new life together. Who gives their blessing on this union? Thank you. Let us begin in prayer. Dear Lord, bless this special day in the lives of Emily and Les and all who are gathered here today. Thank you for bringing us together for this special celebration. Fill your spirit in this place and watch over them and give them strength. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Emily and Les, today you are surrounded by your family and friends and many others who are special to you. Take a look around and see all the love and support in this beautiful setting. Moments this special are rare in a lifetime. All of whom are gathered here today to witness you exchange your vows and to share in the joy of this special occasion. Let this be a statement of what you mean to each other and the commitment of marriage that you will make. As you know, no one person can marry you. Only you can marry yourselves. By mutual commitment to love one another, to work toward creating an atmosphere of care, consideration, and respect, and by a willingness to face life struggles together, you can make your wedded life strong. On this day of your wedding, you stand somewhat apart from other people. You stand within the light of your love, and this is as it should be. You will experience a lot together, some wonderful, some difficult. But even when it is difficult, you must manage to call upon your faith in God and the strength and the love you have for each other to see you through. From this day forward, you must come closer together than ever before, and you must love one another with the strength that makes this bond a marriage. As you exchange your vows today, remember the qualities that first brought you together and the friendship that has grown into the love you now share. It can be said that the act of marriage will change very little in your relationship. This is true in that you will continue to love one another day to day as you've done for several years. However, I would point out that the act of marriage changes everything. This is all for the best. From this point forward, joy will be a little sweeter, and even when times get tough, you will always have each other to lean on for support. This service signifies to the entire world that you have chosen one another, and you would have it no other way. Les, do you promise Emily that from this day forward, you will stand with her in sickness and in health, in joy and sorrow, and do you pledge to her your respect and love? Emily, do you promise Les that from this day forward, you will stand with him in sickness and in health, in joy and sorrow, and do you pledge to him your respect and love? Thank you. Marriage, the venture of faith, is a life of loving, comforting, honoring, and keeping. Les and Emily bring to this venture their unique history and their personalities. Part of their history was shared with their loved ones who are here today, those who could not travel to be with us, and also those who have passed on. We especially lift up Les's mom, Juanita, in loving memory. We know that those we miss in our presence are deeply with us in spirit. In preparation of today, I asked you both to confidentially answer some questions that would help me to tell your story, your love story. Just so everyone knows, just like your wedding guests, you are hearing these answers for the first time today. On this very special day in both of your lives, let's reflect a little on how you met and how you fell in love. Just in case. I first asked you both how you first met. You both told me that you met at the Blue Moon. Emily remembered the exact date of December 28th, 2019. Les said that he and his buddy CJ were out doing the loop. I next asked you both what first attracted you to each other. Emily, Les said your smile immediately caught his attention, and then your piercing eyes. Emily said, well, it definitely wasn't the 1999 Honda. She was attracted to your persistence in pursuing her, and all of us here today are glad you did not give up. We're glad you pursued this beautiful woman. I next asked you what qualities you love most about your future spouse. Emily, Les said that you have great intentions to help others, and you make others feel great about themselves. You are outgoing and open-minded to try new things outside of your comfort zone. You were raised by great parents, and you have the same upbringing and future parenting outlook as your parents did. Les, Emily said you have a whole list of great qualities. You're very hardworking, and you have an extreme amount of drive to provide for your family, your future family. She said you're also very loyal to not only her, but to your friends and your family. She has full trust in you as well, and that makes her feel very secure in your relationship. I next asked you both, how does your future spouse make you a better person? Emily Les said that you have made him happy in a lot of aspects of life. You help him smile and laugh. He has always felt a comfort with you that only you have brought into his life. Les, Emily said that when she first met you, she wasn't that great at communicating. She said that you were very calm and you have made her feel so comfortable talking and expressing anything she feels. Overall, it has made her better able to communicate not only with you, but with her career and with her family and her friends. Everyone here who is married will agree good communication will be the key to understanding where the other person is coming from and being able to meet them in the middle. I next asked you both, how will your future spouse help you get through a difficult time? Emily Les said that you are always open and you communicate your thoughts and your concerns. He said you are much more open and vulnerable than he is. He said you've helped him with that battle of knowing it's okay to open up and allow others to be there for him. In all capital letters, he said, "This I appreciate." Les, Emily said that you definitely haven't had smooth sailing. Your first couple of months being together, just figuring out each other while living together through grandparents, family members passing, and just everyday things that life throws at you. She said you help her through it because you're always there holding her when she's sad, holding her hand through it, or communicating through life's mess sometimes. You are the first one she calls in good or bad times because she knows the first thing you'll do is be there for her and remind her of how lucky she is to have you. Finally, I asked you both to complete the following sentence. Someday I will look back and always remember. This doesn't happen too often in the ceremonies I officiate, but you both gave me the exact same date. Emily Les said he will always remember the day of your proposal. It was the worst weather ever, February 4th. Your cooler incident. You not wanting to go to Beatles for supper, and his learning that this was the same day his father proposed to his mother on her birthday. In the long run, Les, all the bad things that happened that day have faded in Emily's memory. She answered that she will look back and always remember February 4th, 2021, the day she said yes to spending the rest of her life with her best friend. Thank you both for sharing honestly and openly the story of your love. I'm sure all of us will agree that we are so grateful that your journey led you to this moment in time and in your lives. I would now like to share a special reading selected by bride and groom entitled Soulmate. A soulmate is someone who has locks that fit our keys and keys to fit our locks. When we feel safe enough to open the locks, our truest selves step out and we can be completely and honestly who we are. We can be loved for who we are and not for who we're pretending to be. Each unveils the best part of the other. No matter what else goes wrong around us, with that one person we're safe in our own paradise. Our soulmate is someone who shares our deepest longings, our sense of direction. Our soulmate is the one who makes life come to life. You have chosen to signify your marriage today by sharing something you both enjoy. You're going to share a beer. After all, this is how it all began. The beer that Emily has chosen is Sweet and Sour Strawberry Shortcake Ale. Emily even admits that she can be both as well. Les has chosen a lighter sweet shandy, Camp Shandy. This is much like his sweet, easygoing self. As we blend both beers today, the new creation will bring out the best in both of you. Cheers. Yeah. August 27th, 2022 is a day that will be forever etched into the timeline of your lives. You will look back and always remember this moment in time. Moments this special are very rare. As you celebrate your first anniversary 1 year from today, I hope you can clearly remember the magic of this moment and the faith, hope, and love that this moment in time represents for both of you and your future together. Now let's start the adventure of your lives and get you married. Les and Emily, you've declared this intention to make this commitment today. From this time forward, your destinies will be woven of one design, and your challenges and joys will be shared together. Today you're making public before family and friends that the words "I love you" are a full commitment of yourselves to one another. I now invite you to share your personal vows.
From the day we met, I knew there was something special between us. The more time we spent together, the more I knew we were meant to be one. I could see myself with you for the rest of my life, when I could be myself around you, feel vulnerable without any judgment. The small things that we both could laugh at, look back on, is something I truly love. Each day together since you moved in after we both quarantined, you have made my life much more loving and made our house into a home. I always knew someone would come into my life that would be fun, loving, adventurous, and have the same heart that my mother had. You are someone that she would have loved to call her daughter. She would have loved to see how you make me smile and lift me up when I'm having a bad day. She would have also loved to see you not put up with any of my nonsense that I may give from time to time. You had figured these things out in other ways, either on your own or reaching out to friends and the family that we have in our lives. She would have loved you. She would have loved to teach you how to bake, have a beer, play a few pull tabs, and she would have loved yelling at the TV with you while the twins are on. But most of all, she would have loved giving her approval of you. Getting to know you more and more each day has shown me that our parents, your parents, raised you to be strong, independent, loving, loyal, and to have dreams. When I figured out our parents raised us similarly, I knew then you were the one I could see myself not letting go of. I knew you would be the one I could raise our children with, and showing them the love our parents have showed us. My promise to you is to grow with you, support you, be patient, understanding, and kind to you in good and bad times. I promise to love you, cherish you, care for you, and vow to be my best self for us and for our future together. Thank you for being you and for bringing love back into my life.
Leslie Adam. On December 28th, 2019, I walked into the Blue Moon restaurant, and not knowing I'd walk out, just had met my future husband. I remember the first thing I did was rip your hat off to check not only your haircut, but also your hairline. The last thing you did was put your number in my phone just to find me on Facebook and shoot me a message the next morning. You asked me to coffee, and I respectfully declined. Fast forward to a year later, and the world had shut down, but you needed a haircut. Your persistence ended in me finally going on a date with you. Let's just say I'm thankful that the world shut down and that you needed a haircut. That leads me to today, the day I get to marry the man I had so many nights prayed for. When I think back to my love life before you, I think of a lot of heartbreak. My definition of love was very misconstrued. Therefore, I thought I was not deserving of love and that it wouldn't be in the cards for me. Fast forward to the day I met you, and then another year after that. Making you my husband has been the biggest blessing I will ever have. You've shown me so perfectly what a forever partner is supposed to be like, and I will forever do the same for you. You have shown me patience and strength. You've shown me what, no matter what unimaginable scenario life throws at us, that we will be okay as long as we face it together. You have shown me what unconditional love truly feels like. And lastly, you have shown me sarcasm, wit, and stubbornness. But they do say that you will find someone who resembles your father. I never imagined being here with you because I never knew someone like you was out there. From day one, you've been my calm, my constant, and my comfort. And I've always been your chaos. When we met, you captured my heart by being exactly who you are, the most loving, thoughtful, hardworking person I have ever met. I prayed for so long that God would lead me to his choice. Little did I know his choice, which is you, would surpass all my greatest prayers, desires, and dreams. To your mom, I promise to always love and respect her pumpkin. To always encourage you to speak about her, to remind you of her love, and how proud she would be of you today and always. I promise to repeatedly try to live up to her cooking and baking, even though it'll never be the same. I promise to be the best wife to her son and mother to her future grandchildren. I know your mom is with us today, but if she were physically here, I would hug her and thank her for raising the man of my dreams. You always push through to the finish line, and now we're about to cross the biggest finish line of all. I will always be here for you through the biggest phases of life. You're my best friend and soulmate. I vow to always stay true to you, to support you, even when the Vikings are losing to the Packers at halftime. I vow to always let you take hunting trips with CJ. I vow to always choose you and be vulnerable, even when it's uncomfortable. And I vow to forever fight for our love. To know you is to love you, Leslie Adam. And I promise to love you with all of my being for the rest of the days of my life.
Please have the rings. Thank you. These rings are a symbol of the love you hold for one another. They are an outward and visible sign of an inward spiritual grace and the unbroken circle of love, signifying to all the union of this man and this woman in marriage. As you wear them, may they be a constant reminder to you of one another and the deep bond of faith, trust, and love which they represent. You shall now seal the promises made in your vows by the giving and receiving of your wedding rings. Lastly, please repeat after me. Emily, I give you this wedding ring as a symbol of my love and faithfulness today, tomorrow, and all the years to come. Emily, please repeat after me. Thus I give you this wedding ring as a symbol of my love and faithfulness today, tomorrow, and all the years to come. Good. Now I'd like to share a reading entitled The Blessing of the Hands, written by Reverend Daniel Harris. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours, as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you to hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. I now ask a final question of both of you. Do you promise to love, respect, and support one another, and above all else, honor the vows that you made here today? If so, please answer, we do. I now have a question for all the family and friends present today for this special occasion. It is an honor to be here and witness the declaration of these vows and the love these two have for one another. It is a beautiful, joyous event that will bring warm memories for years to come. Even with God's grace and all the love in the world, there will still be difficult days. You will face hardships, struggles, fears, and even loss. The love and support of family and friends will be crucial at those times in your life. So my question for all of you who are gathered here today is this. Do you pledge to offer your love and support to this husband and wife? Do you promise to lift them in prayer? And do you vow to help them in times of need? If so, please answer, we do.
We do.
Love is a symbol of eternity. It wipes out all sense of time, destroying all memory of a beginning and all fear of an end. May this be just the beginning of your lives together. May you be supported every step of your path. May you endlessly delight in one another, and you may be blessed with a lifetime of happiness. Now you will feel no storms, for each of you will be shelter to the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth to the other. Now there is no loneliness, for each of you is companion to the other. You are two persons, but there is one life before you, and one home. Turn together to look at the road you traveled to reach this, the hour of your happiness. It stretches behind you into the past. Look to the future that lies ahead, a long and winding adventure-filled road, whose every turn means discovery, new hopes, new joys, new laughter, and a few shared tears. May happiness be your companion. May beauty surround you both on the journey ahead and through all the years to come. Go this day to your dwelling place and enter into your days together. May your days be good and long upon the earth. Your adventure has just begun. I pray that as you grow together, you're able to look back on your lives and count your many blessings. Les and Emily, because you have pledged your love and commitment to each other before these witnesses, I declare that you are now husband and wife. Les, we now kiss your beautiful bride. It is my greatest pleasure to be the first to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. Ladewig.
You could give me chills on a summer day when we're laying still, but you make my heart race. Gonna keep me young when we're old and gray. I know that time moves on. some things don't change. I won't stop getting butterflies. I get them every time.
Yeah, all right, first up, our bridesmaids and groomsmen, Kim and Doug, our first ones. Strike one. That was a home run. Next up, we have Chris and Thad. That was nice and simple. Third up, we have Aaliyah and Tyler. All right, Brooke and CJ. Next up, we have our matron of honor and best man, Katie and Steve. Oh. All right, we're gonna do our maid of honor and groomsmen, Molly and Paul. We're gonna have fun tonight. All right, our matron of honor and best man, this time Katie and Steve.
In the club looking so conspicuous.
Uh-oh.
These women all on the prowl. If you hold the head steady, I'ma melt the cow. And forget about game, I'ma spit the truth. I won't stop till I get up in their birthday suits. So give me the rhythm and it'll be off with their clothes.
That's how we do it here. All right, if I can have everybody please stand. Please get out of your chairs, stand up. The reason we're here tonight. Brenda? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Ludwig.
Just want to touch on a little bit how I come to know or hear about Les. So, leading up to that time, before I heard about him, Emily and I have had talks, and you know, with some of her past love life, it's like, I don't approve, never really approved of most. So, I asked her, I said, how's things going? She goes, well, I'm just going to do me. I'm doing me right now. I'm like, okay, that's fine. A month later, Dad, I met somebody. Hey, we were doing me. Now I met somebody. So I kind of let that just go, and must have been maybe a couple weeks later, maybe it was even longer than that. I don't really know, I wasn't keeping track. We were me and now I met somebody. She's like, you know, do you want to meet him? Or, no, that's not how I gotta think about this.
I said it.
Yeah, I know what you said. She says, I met somebody, and I go, well, it was either a musclehead or she was a lesbian. And I mean, doing me to, I met somebody, that's basically, you know, you gotta know Emily, and you gotta know me, and that's kind of how I am with her. So things went on probably a month or two, maybe a little longer. She took a little trip, I think, after this I met somebody. And then she goes, I asked her again how things were going. Well, we went on a date and we've been, you know, doing this or doing that. She's like, do you want to meet him? No, I don't. It's basically, it's like, you know, I don't want to push it, but again, Emily's love life, the least you say, the better it is. So, you know, a little further goes on, and I did meet him. And, you know, actually we're at Cape Chris's when I met him. He's sitting there on the couch, you know, shaking his hand, we just sitting there watching football. He likes football. He likes sports, whatever. And I think I heard this in the background. I said, hey, while you're up, give me a beer. I'm like, perfect. Hey, while you're up, give me a beer. So we go home. It's maybe a couple days later, and Emily goes, what do you think? And we're like, well, he's all right. I mean, I don't want to get too bent out of shape. But I will say this, I got to know him over the months. I saw that little twinkle in his eye every time he looked at her. And I kind of knew, and then when she was talking, every time she talked, it was about him. So, you know, it kind of made my assurance that I think she did find the one. And maybe the talks between her and I would be more about their love and not their problems. So, I love you guys. It's been a great day. Let's have some fun and enjoy the moment.
Love you guys.
My name is Molly. I'm Emily's bestie. I'm so happy to be standing up here alongside this beautiful couple today. There comes a time in everyone's life when they meet the one true love, their soulmate. The person that's going to love and cherish them for the rest of their lives, and the person that makes their heart beat. That moment came for Emily when she met me 16 years ago. Emily and I both grew up around Castle Rock Lake and really got to know each other and became friends after bussing tables at Shipwreck. It didn't take long for Emily to become a part of my family and for me to become a part of hers. In fact, I liked Emily, my newest friend, so much, I even convinced my mom to let me transfer high schools so we could be closer. And then Emily and I lived together for several years after high school. I knew our friendship could withstand anything after we survived sharing a bedroom in a tiny apartment for a whole year. Every night while laying in bed, we'd ask each other the silliest questions, like if we were going to be alone forever, or she'd have something so common like a sore throat and ask me if I thought she was dying. That's what you get when you put two anxiety-ridden weirdos into one small living space. Emily and I have been there for each other through all of our highs and lows in life since we became friends. I've always been one of her biggest fans and supporters, especially in the growth of her career. In fact, I've been along for the ride since she was in hair school using me as a guinea pig. I'll never forget being her first experimental highlight client. It took her like 5 hours to put 6 oils in my head. Those that don't know, that takes her about 5 minutes now. Throughout her learning experience, I endured what felt like a 3rd-degree burn to my scalp with a hair dryer. Took bleach lightener straight to the eyeball, and received a full body shower while she was rinsing me in the shampoo bowl. It's crazy to think about how far you've come since all that. Now a successful business owner booked out for months in advance. These days you just pretend to make mistakes, like on April Fool's Day when you had me convinced that you waxed my entire eyebrow. I have to say some of my most favorite memories are the last couple years that we lived together. From the hiking, rollerblading, country music festivals and concerts, boat days, ending every day sounding like we had a bad case of bronchitis from wheezing laughing so hard, and just spontaneously doing whatever we wanted whenever we wanted. I'll always be so thankful for that time of our lives together. For some reason, I didn't get the same memo that you did to move on from that single do whatever you want phase because I still seem to be stuck there. But I don't know if that makes me the lucky one or you. Just kidding, Les. I will always cherish those memories that we made, basically doing everything together for 2 years straight. It actually got to the point where I think people questioned whether we were just friends or secretly lovers. If we had $1 for every time someone, including my own mother, asked us if we were lesbians, or why don't we just get married to each other, we'd probably be able to pay off this wedding here tonight. I've known Emily through a lot of different phases of her life, but my favorite version of her is the one since she met Les. To say she's happier, more confident, and has a better outlook on life than ever before would be an understatement. I remember the first night I ever heard about Les when Emily met him at Blue Moon. She texted me while she was there and said, "Oh my gosh, the one night you're not with me, there's two cute vanilla guys at the bar." Referring to Les and TJ. She then proceeded to send me Snapchat videos, zooming in on them from across the bar. And then I didn't really hear anything else about Les after that, besides the occasional text from that Winona cop. Until one day that changed. She told me she was going on a date. And I was like, "What? With who?" She said, "That Winona cop." Now let me backtrack a little bit and fill you all in here. Emily had gone on dates here and there before Les, but every time it was the same scenario. She'd come home, I'd ask how it went, and she'd say the same thing every time. It was all right, but I would have rather been home with you or doing something with you. So when she came home from her first date with Les, you can imagine I was shocked and a little offended, to be honest, to not hear her typical response that she would have rather been with me. I quickly noticed that Emily was quite smitten by this guy. In fact, every night when I came home from work at 11 p.m., I'd walk in to find Emily, who used to be in bed hours before I got home, still awake, talking on the phone, all smiley and giddy. One night she even stayed up a little too late and told me how embarrassed she was the next day because this guy she just went on a date with a few weeks ago, she caught herself humming "Here Comes the Bride" too on the phone. Without even realizing. The first time I met Les was brief. I was going to stay at his house with Emily, who was watching his dog Axel while he was going away for her, I don't know if it was a work or hunting trip. I was so excited when she asked me if I wanted to come keep her company for a couple days. I was finally going to be able to meet this boy I kept hearing about. Axel, obviously. Oh, and you too, Les. He had to leave shortly after I got to his house. But I remember my first impression of him was that though he was a man of few words, he seemed like such a sweet, genuine guy. It didn't take long after that first time meeting for Les and I to hit it off. I learned quickly that he's a straight shooter with a great sense of humor, and I knew we were going to get along because I'm the same way. Shortly after Emily moved in with us, I remember being like, "Please tell me for your sake that he enjoys doing laundry more than you do." She said, "No, he's just as bad." And that's when I knew they really were a perfect match. To put into perspective for you just how much Emily hates laundry, I used to take her clothes out of the dryer when I needed to use it and put them in a basket in her room. When she saw me taking my clothes out, she'd go put her clean, dry clothes back in the dryer just so she didn't have to put them away or have them sitting in a basket in her room for weeks. Let's just say I really hope one of you learns to like doing laundry before you have children. It'll really pile up. This last February, I got to third wheel Les and Emily on their trip to Colorado. I call myself the third wheel, but poor Les probably felt like he was. Bless his heart for dealing with us for almost a week straight. Prior to this vacation, I obviously knew how great Les was and how great they were together. But it was on this trip that I truly realized how much these two were meant for each other, and how great of a man Les really is. I remember being so impressed everywhere we went and everything we did, the way Les would look out for not only Emily, but myself as well, and always make sure she was taken care of. Even when we were skiing and snowboarding, he stayed by her side the entire time, teaching her new tips and tricks and making sure she was okay. Meanwhile, I was taken off with the bat out of hell skiing down the entire way. Emily's parents. I can guarantee you that one thing you will never have to worry about is that this man will always look after and take care of your daughter in any way he possibly can. Les, thank you for finally showing my best friend the kind of love that she didn't think she was worthy of, but that we all knew she was so deserving of. You two have the kind of love that I strive to find, and I have no doubt that you will live a happy, adventurous, fulfilling life together. Lots of dogs, farm animals, and hopefully soon to be babies. So everyone, if you would please raise your glasses and join me in giving a toast to the lovely new Mr. and Mrs. Lodaway, and cheers to letting me be your third wheel forever.
So, if you don't know me, I'm Emily's sister Kate and the matron of honor. Emily, I want to start by saying how beautiful you look today on your special day. You designate your life to making others look beautiful and feel beautiful. Not only every day, but also on their special days. Well, today is your day, and you look absolutely flawless. Growing up with Emily has been an absolute honor. I may not have always known it, especially until after high school, but I know now, not everybody is lucky enough to have a sister so close in age to them that they can also call their best friend. Through all the milestones, graduating college, starting our careers, there are so many amazing things that I have been able to see Emily accomplish. But the greatest thing that I have been able to see Emily do is fall in love with you, Les. I could tell a million stories about our childhood, but I'm going to just stick to one. Some of my favorite memories growing up with Emily would be when we would make embarrassing music videos. So if you could just bring out the projector for me. Just kidding. I don't think many of you know, I actually met Les for the first time the same day that Emily did, December 28th, 2019. You see, whenever Emily would meet a police officer out and about, it apparently was a requirement that we needed to FaceTime so that she could show them that I too am a police officer. So December comes and goes, months pass, fast forward to June. Les finally musters up the courage to find Emily on Facebook and message her asking for a haircut. Super smooth. When I later learned that Emily was going on a date with this Les guy, I immediately was like, absolutely not, he's a cop. What are you doing? But of course, that wasn't going to stop her. I remember talking to her afterwards and her telling me how well it went and how excited she was about this new guy. And again, I tried to talk her out of it. You know, ghost him before stuff gets too serious. Not because of who Les is, but because I know he'll have to work holidays and weekends. I know he'll get stuck working late, get called into work at the most inconvenient times, and many more things that come along with marrying a man in law enforcement. But again, that wasn't going to stop her. The first time Emily brought Les to our house, I had made homemade chicken noodle soup. Les was the only one that ate it. And it wasn't until I tried it myself that I knew exactly why nobody was eating it. I looked at Les, who was sitting at the kitchen table with his bowl of soup. I told him, it's okay, you don't have to eat it. And he said, I like it. And it was in that moment I knew I was gonna like the soup. In the following time, in the time following, I watched Les treat Emily like no man has ever treated her. Les is kind, hardworking, loyal, and most importantly, he is very patient with her, which is needed. I knew this day was going to come and that Les was the one for my sister. So to finish off my speech, I just have a message for each of you. Emily, marrying a police officer is not easy. It's a big responsibility and a burden, but will always be an honor. A few pieces of advice. Don't let the worrying rob you of your happiness. Les has the training and tools to come home alive. When Les gets called out to a terrible scene or gets stuck investigating terrible crimes, he needs to know that you are at home holding down the fort. Know that when he doesn't want to talk about the awful things that he sees at work, it's to protect you and your children. Be his rock and have his back because I know he's going to have yours. Don't read the comments. I know it's hard, but reading the nasty things that the public is saying about your husband and your new blue family will only tempt you to engage. Always remember, from this day forward, your last name is now his. Your last name is also his. And you represent us just as much as we do ourselves. Don't ever go to bed angry, never skip saying I love you, and don't ever leave without a goodbye kiss. Les, I want you to know that I'm giving up a lot today. Emily was the person that was supposed to grow old with us. And by us, I mean Chris and I. But instead, she chose true love over third wheeling with Chris and I forever. But on a more serious note, there's one important person who was not able to be here with us today. But I know there is no doubt that she is sitting right next to both of you guys. I would have given anything to be able to thank your mom for raising such an incredible man to marry my sister. I wish both of you unconditional happiness and laughter for many years to come. I love you both.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody. No choice.
One guy up there, huh? I see how it is. I'm coming in a shotgun one beer, and all of a sudden you get a medium nuts. I like it. Touche. Let's go. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone for coming. The friends and family of Les and Emily here, it means so much. When we were getting ready, I'm thinking, how are they going to fill this place? But take a look, we're here. It was phenomenal. So my story with Les began in 2007 when my wife and I moved to Rushford. And prior to moving to Rushford, I told my wife I took a job there and we were moving there, and she's like, great. She went to find it. She found Spring Grove. She could not find Rushford. She comes back and I said, what do you think? She goes, never found it. So she left it up to me to find a place to live and start my career, and she was willing to travel a long ways. We thought it'd be a short transitional period for us, and then shortly after I moved to Rushford with my wife, the flood happened. And Les and I became friends, maybe even closer to besties. And for those of you that don't know, I only have a sister. I never got the privilege of having a brother until 2007. So, and I quickly learned he was in the same boat. We were both stuck with women. Not our fault. So we both became the brothers we never had. We've been through a lot together, thick and thin. He sent me the ER once for a few stitches, you know. He still blames that on me. I don't. So I could bore you with the past of how we grew. Let's fast forward to when he first met Emily. He tells me, I met a chick. Good for you. Well, we all met a lot of them. And I don't hear a whole lot more. Then every once in a while, a little more. Then he tells me, dude, I got this haircut the other day. I'm like, yeah? He goes, oh, she gave me the best head rub you could imagine. Really?
Good for you. I didn't know happy endings happened outside of a Chinese massage parlor.
He's like, no, like, she rubbed my head. I'm like, oh,
That's legit. That's good. So,
fast forward a little more, and Les and I are out for a little bromance night on my boat. We go down to Lawrence Lake and we have a steak and having a few beers. We're leaving Lawrence Lake in my boat. There's a pontoon full of young kids, as I call them, coming in, partying and whatnot. And Les is like, hey, I know that chick. I'm like, hey, good. That's the chick I told you about. Sure. No, the one that gave you the head rub. He's waving real big. Get the same response back, I'm getting out all of you. I'm like, yeah, she seems cool. So we leave and we have the rest of our romantic night out under the moonlight on the river. A couple more beers. You won't quit talking about this chick. I'm like, we're crying out loud. And a short time later, he lets Cola and I know. For those of you that don't know, Cola's my wife. He's going to go on a date with her and he wants us to meet her. Okay. So she comes over. I can remember it like it was yesterday. Comes up on the porch. We have a couple drinks, talk, socialize. They leave. There is no way their taillights are out of sight. My wife is getting messages from Les. What'd you think? At that moment, I looked at Nicole and I said, oh shit, we're in trouble. We're about to lose a brother and a brother husband here. We're in trouble. As time goes on, we got to know and love Emily. We've always had Uncle Les to our boys, Kenneth and Aiden. And it soon became Auntie M too. And today, that was solidified. And you know, looking back, I can't think of a better woman for him than someone that's willing to pull on the side of the road and shit in a cooler on her way to work. A lot of you in this room know the story. Those of you that don't, hit me up, I'll tell you. It's pretty entertaining. At that moment, I'm like, dude, she's the one. She's the one. But as you've continued to grow in your relationship, I've lost my brother to an extent. Grandpa Les said it about as good as anybody could say it yesterday when I was up at his house. He reminded Les that it's now a 95.5. And Les, you are not the 95. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. We are excited for the family to continue and grow. The Lodowigs have taken the Garrett family in as their own, and the Garretts will take the Lodowigs in as their own as we move forward. I love you both. Wish you nothing but the best. Let's have some fun. So in honor of everybody that's here, and not able to be with us, raise your glasses. No, you're empty. Let's finish them in honor of those who can't be with us. Thank you.
Huh? This is terrible. Oh yeah, it happened. It's just the two girls where I couldn't look at my camera.
I just want to say thank you everybody for coming and sharing this day with us.
Thank you everybody for coming and sharing this day with us.
We're doing this. No, it's been a good few years getting to know you and love you. Marrying you. Wife. Oh. Thank you everybody for coming. Enjoy the night, enjoy the food, enjoy the fun, music. We really appreciate it.
And if I don't see you on the dance floor, get on the dance floor.
I never had no one I could count on. I've been let down so many times. I was tired of hurting, so tired of searching, till you walked into my life. It was a feeling I'd never known. For the first time, I didn't feel alone. You're more than another. There can never be another. Make me feel the way you do. Oh, you just get closer. I fall in love all over. Every time I look at you, I don't know where I'd be without you here with me. How could you make perfect sense? You're my best friend. You're my best friend. Oh yeah. Stand by me, you believe in me like nobody ever has. When my world goes crazy, you're right there to save me. You make me see how much I have, and I still tremble when we touch. Know the look in your eyes when we make love. You're more than a lover. There can never be another to make me feel the way you do. Oh, we just get closer. I fall in love all over. Every time I look at you, and I don't know where I'd be without you here with me. How could you make perfect sense? My best friend. You're my best friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Lodoway. Our first dance. All right, Emily, I need you to stay on the dance floor for right now. And we need Jim to come out here. Where's Dad? Is he hiding on that? Oh, you're all the way in the corner there. So is your dad the first guy you ever danced with? Yeah? When you were a little girl? Yeah. No, yeah. Maybe you did a little, yeah? Yeah, you'll be doing that a little bit later after we, yeah, you will, yeah. All right, so we're going to have another nice dance with you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, our father-daughter dance.
Daddy, I came here today cause I think I might have found the one. Oh yeah, I'm head over heels in love, and I bet I can tell you what you're thinking of. Yeah, you're wondering how I know he's in. Well, my whole life I had a dad who showed me what a woman is. 'Cause Daddy loves me just like you do. He treats me like a queen, just like you do. He's my shoulder to cry on, he's my best friend. Oh, and Daddy, he loves me just like you. Mama, he respects me. You always keep your word. You're always honest, and so is he. Just like you, Dad, he's forgiven and he knows my worth. Loves me for who I am. He's everything you believe I deserve. Daddy loves me just like you do. He treats me like a queen, just like you do. He's my shoulder to cry on, he's my best friend. Oh, and Daddy, he loves me just like you. Come on now, Daddy, can't you see me? Through all your actions, you taught me everything I want my husband to be. Daddy, he loves me just like you do. He treats me like a queen, just like you do. He's my shoulder to cry on, he's my best friend. Oh, and Daddy loves me just like you. Oh, and Daddy loves me just like you.
Our father-daughter dance. Emily and Jim.
Just like you.
All right, at this time, Les would like to do a couple of special dances. We'd like to call out his sisters, Chris and Kim. Chris and Kim, can you make your way to the dance floor? And of course, Les. First, we'd like to have Chris come out here. We're going to start the song, and about halfway through, we're going to bring out Kim. So this is for you guys.
I wish they had a visiting hours, so I could just show up and bring her news that she's getting older. And I wish that you never, the things that you learned from me, I got them all from you. And I just Soon they're going to close, but I'll see you another day. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could just swing by and ask your advice. What would you do in my situation? I haven't a clue how I'd even raise them. What would you do?
Kim, can you please come out to the dance floor?
We just talk a while till my worries disappear. I'll tell you that I can't turn it out of failure. We say remember that the answer's in the love we create. So much has changed since you've been at visiting hours, and I would ask them if I could take you home. But I know what they'd say, that it's for the best. So I will live life the way you taught me and make it on my own. I will close the door, but I will open up my heart. And everyone I love will know exactly who you are. 'Cause this is not goodbye, it's just till we meet again. So much has changed since you've been.
Let's give a big round of applause. Les and his sisters. Now we'd like to have Les still stay out here. We got a couple more special songs for him. We need Lisa and Tammy to come out here. Emily's mom and stepmom. We're going to start off the dance with Lisa, and then halfway through we're going to have Tammy join in. So this is for you guys.
Since
Will you please join us on the dance floor? Thank you, Lisa.
Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance,
Let's give them a big round of applause. All right, are you guys ready to have some fun? Get this dance floor pumping? All right, hit it, Brenda. I'm Dr. Bob. We got Brenda with me tonight. We're from Sound Effects. We'll be with you guys till we say we gotta go. You guys have any requests? Feel free to come on up.
A celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have